So. Hi, I'm just Mike. I have my mic muted. How's that? I'm just Mike, and I was muted. I don't think I have any viewers, so this is all just a test to test out this Meld Chatworks thing. Um, Not that anyone's watching, but if someone happens to be watching and they see me go out, it's because we've got some serious storms passing through here. I'll look at the radar real quick. Yeah. So I don't know if you can see that. Let's see. I gotta go over here. That, that way. That's the radar, and it's coming right at us. I'm right in the middle of that red dot. So it definitely doesn't look good for the good guys. What do you want to talk about today? So this is whatever it's called, Meld Studio, and it's pretty good. If anyone, let's see, I'll send my own self. Let's see, self chat test. Oh, it should come up here on the side. Let's see if it does. Maybe not. Oh, there it is. Yep. And then I can highlight that and click on it, and it should bring up. Let's see. I should be able to highlight it, and there it is. So if someone sends a comment, I can say, "Well, let's talk about that," and I can dismiss it anytime I want. Um, yeah, this software is actually fairly good. I might want to make that chat a little smaller, maybe. I don't know, or not. Maybe I make it come over a little bit more, something like that. This is all a learning process, people. That almost could come over too, right? Maybe I need to go that. Let's see if I move me. Nope, not that way. If I move me that way, yeah. Right. All right. Well, let me look at the stats. I see I've got a person. Yay! Or is that me? Maybe that's just me. I think that was me chatting to myself. Anyway, suggestion: the audio stream's current bitrate is lower. Oh, something. It went away. Said something was lower. The bitrate was lower than something. The stream health is healthy. The audio bitrate is lower than the recommended bitrate. We recommend that you use an audio stream bitrate of 128. Got it at 160, I believe. It's back to being healthy. I think because we've got some really bad storms right now. If there's someone on here right now, I'll show you. Um, this is the eastern shore of Virginia. Oh, I can see I'm delayed. Wow, that's weird. Yeah, I'm gonna put it up here anyway. I am very much delayed. I don't know how you fix that. Hmm. I don't know how to fix it. I can see it here live, but yeah, there's the radar. Boy, it's hard to do it. It's hard to do it and see. Oh, goodness gracious. I ain't gonna do that no more. So I wish someone would send a chat and tell me something to talk about. I got some things I could talk about. I could talk about um so the other day Sarasota Tim put up a post about his clubs. I'm really tired of all of that. But they put that up there, and so I commented on his channel, and I said nothing mean. I just said, maybe just send him back his clubs and be done with it. That to me, that's the simplest thing to do. And it got like 15 likes or something like that. And then all of a sudden, couldn't see it no more. it was hidden, and, someone said that's called shadow banning. Makes you so I can see it, but if I go in as a like incognito or whatever, you don't see it no more because it's no longer published on his channel, so no one else sees it. I don't know why you would do that, but he doesn't want me as a follower. I won't subscribe, and so that's I'm pretty. I think I'm going to unsubscribe just because I'm kind of tired of the games and the silliness. Um, I think him and Life and Vibe are about the same sometimes. I I'm if you don't agree with them, you're against them. Well, I have many friends that I disagree with, and we're still friends. I think that's something special about people is you I don't know how to say this. You don't always agree with your friends, and you got to have some pushback here and there because sometimes you think of something you like, and in your mind you're doing something right, but a friend will say, "Hey, that you shouldn't have done that," and then you think you're right. So I don't know. Very it's very one-sided on both of their parts. So when you try to if you say anything good about one of them, the other one says you're on their side. No, I'm on my side. I am not on any side there. My side, yeah. I'm gonna drink some of my Coke Zero. So this is what I call the chatting screen. There's another screen here that I can make, and if I click on this, it puts me up there, so I'm like behind my desk, and then I can put other things. Here, I'm gonna show this. So this is let's see if it comes up. Maybe it won't even work. Yeah, there it is. So this is the post that I put on Sarasota Tim's channel. And simple. That's what I said. My only question is, even if Johnny gave you the clubs, but now really wants them back, why not just give them back? He even said he would pay for the shipping. Maybe it's a misunderstanding. If so, then why not send them back? And like you said, move on. Because Sarasota Tim did say something about moving on. And I said, it all sounds like a bunch of middle school drama. And that was before Beaver's comment of golf, man, talking about New York Dan. And so, I do this, and I wake up in the morning and I look, and it's gone. What up, Beav? This is my post that got shadow banned. Um, yeah, so I don't know why anyone would ban that. I didn't say anything bad, I wasn't knocking anyone, and even if you are, sometimes, it's okay to. That's what this is all about. This is the new software, like, so when Beaver put that in there, I can highlight it, and then I can hit highlight, and it comes up here, and it tested first, and it worked good. Yay! Alright. I like this news. The software is called, um, what is it called? Ugh, Meld, MELD Studio, Meld Studio. I think this is something that, um, Carl could load on his computer. It's and I'm not saying it's gonna be simple, but this is a fairly simple software. It took me only a couple minutes to set up. The streaming, the chat part works great. The video stuff works good. Um, yeah, and I happen to be right next to Life of Vibe is doing. I know she's doing her live, so maybe the people that aren't watching her will come over and say hi. You can hear me just fine. Thank you, Beeve. We've got a pretty big storm coming through here on the Eastern Shore. I think I'm delayed a little bit because when I went back to my studio, I see some strangeness going on there. So maybe I've got to change. I got to probably change some settings. Make it for some reason it's going the other way. You see this storm? Let's see if I go this way. There. The whole eastern shore there is looks yellow on there, but it's red on my map. You can kind of see it. Hopefully that'll pass us by. We're all on the skids. I'm on the skids too. Yeah. I tell you what, um, I will say this. I don't really want to talk too much about Sarasota too much, but I think if him and New York Dan were to golf against each other, I think Sarasota would smoke them. I saw New York Dan hitting a driver on a par 3 course, and it if if you're under 150 yards, you're probably like a 7 or, maybe a 5 iron, but you're not using woods. But anyway, it's whatever. I've not golfed in years. I had an ACL reconstruction on my left knee from basketball years ago, and any kind of swinging like that, it really hurts my legs. But they're older legs. They're not young legs anymore. Tell me something to talk about, Beav, and I'll talk about it. Watch this. This is cool. I like this. I can. So if the chat ever got busy, I could do that, and then I go, Bieber said it's been raining here most of the day, on and off. So today here in Virginia was pretty good, most of the day, and then just lately, about an hour ago, it started pouring out. I'm trying to put in a pool liner. So over the winter, something happened to my pool. I have a above ground pool. It's old, really old, and somehow it's got a hole in it, and it actually opened up, and the whole thing went kaput. So the other day, I ended up having to get like 23 bags of sand, and so I had to carry them. I couldn't. I should have been able probably to carry 2 bags at a time, but I ended up only carrying 1 at a time because they're 50-pound bags. Carried them all up onto the deck, and then I had to put them. So I've got some of them in the pool. I might YouTube it. I'm not YouTube. I might video it and then put it on YouTube because it's a project. It's a big project. Kind of a pain. So I do that on my days off. But then, yay, I got doctor's appointment tomorrow, then back to work on Wednesday. Another 60-hour a week. So I'll be working probably through Saturday or Sunday. But anyway, what do you none of my business, Beav, but what do you do? What do you what kind of work are you into, or are you retired? I know a lot of my friends are retired or getting ready to retire. Originally, my channel was going to be about retirement and pensions and Social Security and investments and stuff like that. I never really intended to do this kind of vlogging stuff. But I love cameras, so I was going to get into cameras and computers. And of course, then I bought my motorcycle. Now I'm doing motorcycle stuff. Pools seem like a lot of work, but I guess the benefits are good in the end. Yeah, sometimes in the summertime they are for sure. What the weird thing was is I have someone that lives with me, and her and the kids, they used to, they always be like, yeah, get the pool, get the pool. So I'd work hard on getting the pool all up and running, and it's all nice and whatever. And then it would go weeks without anyone even getting in the pool. But as soon as you kind of let the pool not get so, it gets a little algae in it or something like that, then everyone's wanting you to get the pool ready. It it's never easy. but I do want to get the pool up and running, so at least I can come home from work and just lay out in the pool for a little while, relax. Relaxing is a good thing to do. I think it's just me and you, Beav. What do I got? Let me look at the other page here. Woohoo! Yep, just one. Oh, it's going to be an exciting chat. I know Carl works. and when you work all day and you come home, you've got to you got to eat, you got to do some chores around the house, and most of the time you're tired. And if I get home and if I happen to sit down on a couch or on my bed for a second, I'm 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 going to sleep. And once I fall asleep, I'll probably wake up again at like 1 in the morning and be like, "Oh, crap." So you quit management a few years ago, just side hustles and living off savings now, thinking about getting back out there. Yeah, um, I'm a I started out as well, went 20 years in the Air Force, but then I was a technician here, electronics technician for NOAA. And, you move up, you become team lead and then supervisor, and you're kind of part of management. But, supervisors, especially frontline supervisors, you're considered management by the people below you, but the people above you, you're kind of not considered management. So you're in that middle ground, and it's not always the best place to be. Um, and I love to work on equipment because equipment I can figure things out and I can fix things. You can't fix people. People, when you have people that won't do what they're supposed to do, or people are tough. People are the most complicated. They're just complicated. I don't want to insult people, but people are complicated. And yeah, that's all I'm going to say. And there's all types. There's good ones. Most people are good. I think they are. I'm just like Carl. I think Carl's going to turn 62 next April, as well as me. I'm gonna if I get a chance to talk to him, I'm gonna say, "Hey, man, we need to have some kind of party. We'll have our 62 and retired party." Although I think even when I retire from the federal service that I'm doing right now, I think I'm gonna work for a contractor and do go back to working on the electronic stuff just for a few years. Like you say, a side hustle, maybe like instead of 60 hours a week, maybe only 20 hours a week, you know, 2 or 3 days a week, and then be able to do certain projects and then take several months off to where I can go places. I wanna travel. I've got a lot of things I wanna do. It was funny, um, I got tired of people year after year, and I just knew too much. I was trying to be outed. You probably said you were tired of being outed. Yeah, people can really, ruin things. That's horrible to say that. I don't mean it that way. Like I said, there's a lot of good people I work with, and, one of the problems we're having right now at work, we had a larger workforce, and, uh, I'm not talking about politics or anything like that, but this administration does not like federal workers. So a lot of the federal workers that were there, um took the opportunity and left when they could, and we're shorthanded now. So even though I'm a supervisor, I find myself out on the floor doing a lot of regular work, which is okay for me. I really don't mind it, but um, I can see how few of people we have and how low our skill rate is. Now it'll change. People will develop skills and they'll get better, and it's always a cycle, a continuous cycle. Yeah, I get that sometimes with the upper management people as well. Um, it's sometimes it's frustrating when you know how something's supposed to work and is done, and someone else comes along that's above you that maybe hasn't been there as long, and they think something else, and it's like, no, 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 you're gonna have to trust me. This is how it works. Um, but for the most part, the people above me, 1 or 2 levels above me are good. And anyone else above that, you know, I had a supervisor years and years and years ago. He told me he stood in this block and he said, there's these other blocks around this block, all can touch you and you can touch them. Anything outside of those blocks, you can't touch, even though they can affect you, you can't do anything about it. So you don't have to worry about all that. You just worry about the things that you can touch. You have to stand in the block to do it, but he was very right. The other thing he always said was let me think of this. Let me think of this saying. It's funny. There's two rules in life. Is it two rules? No. Um, yeah, yeah, two rules, and one is don't sweat the small. I'll say it. Don't sweat the small shit. And two was it's all small shit. So you know you got to live your life. I got tired of training new hires to be over me. Yeah, that does happen. Um, we've got someone. Um, yeah, I don't want to say it, but yeah, that happens. You train people. Next thing you know, they're telling you what to do, and you're like, I'm the one that showed you this. But and that does happen. Happens a lot. There are people that are really good at the political side of you know smoozing and talking to people and doing whatever. But when it comes down to it, it's the people that do the work that really, I don't want to say matter, but you know, you're as a supervisor, you're only as good as the team that you supervise. So, and the people above you don't always know that, but if they move people up above you, and that happens, you it's life. Hardy's Coke Zero would probably taste pretty good with the little Captain in it. Captain and Coke Zero, that's a good combo. Not had one of them in a long time. Let me see if I can look at the stats just to see. Woohoo! One viewer. Thank you, Beef. Yeah. Oh, goodness gracious. But I'm going to do these lives more often. I just think it's more fun though if we get the sock puppets back around. I did hear from Stewie the other day, or I saw he did a video, and I think he's doing good. I think he's making pizzas, and I think he's happy, and that's a good thing. All the drama between him and Life of Vibe and all that, that was all ridiculous. So I'm glad that Stewie's happy. Yeah, you do own this chat. It's kind of weird, actually, that it's just me and you. I What I ought to do is I ought to click it. I got to send you a link to where you can. But then who'd be watching? Both of us. I want to do that sometime, though. I want to, do like almost like an interview where you could have a second person come up, and there's a way of doing it, like maybe with Google Meets or something like that, where you send an invite through Google Meets. Um, but some people don't want their faces put on YouTube. I don't want mine, but it's whatever. I kind of thought Squirrel Bait would come on, but I don't know what other things are happening. I kind of expected Capote to come on too, but nothing. I may delete. I won't delete it. I don't think anyone's going to want to watch this chat though when it's over. It's me and you, Beav. Oh goodness gracious! What other things can I do? Is there anything else I can do on here? I didn't set anything up. I have a. Oh, what'd you think of the start? Did you see the start streaming thing? I'm gonna go to it. I'll still be here, but I had, that's free music from YouTube, and oh wait, let's see. a lot of folks want to be hidden and not seen. Yeah, I agree. Um, this music was on is on YouTube Music for free, but it's oh man, my mind just went blank. Pink Floyd, but it's not Pink Floyd, but it's definitely Pink Floyd, you know. Um, so that's my opening screen. I thought that was funny. Sorry. And then when it switches over, it switches to this. I thought that was pretty cool. Um, and then, like I say, this the other one when you put me back behind the desk, and I can put other screens up here, which seems kind of cool. But I have to kind of don't want to do that yet. But it's simple to use. I mean, I gotta maybe come up with some other thoughts, other things to do. But I don't know, Beav. I think I'm gonna get out of here. Um, maybe I'll get up early and go back to work on that pool as long as it ain't raining tomorrow. Hope not. A doctor's appointment at 10. Um, so maybe I can do a couple hours of work in the morning beforehand. Anyway, I'm gonna get out of here. Beav, we'll see you later. Thank you for coming in. I'll do something interesting. I'll do some research, and what I got to do is probably just do a regular video as a live, and if people join, um, then I'll do it. Yeah, I'm starting to get the handle of it. It's a little different. Oh, I saw this is a good thing. I saw Buckeye Gordon. He went to 1,000 subscribers. That's pretty good. That's hard to do. I've got 160. So to get 1,000, I'm impressed. He done good. So anyway, thank you for saying everything looked good, and for saying I'm getting a handle on it. I'll learn it. I got to get better talking. Yeah. Anyway, we'll see you later. Hey, you got to check out my end screen, and then you can leave whatever you want. But you got to see my ending. The ending music is terrible. I'll come up with something better. But I'll even unmute my microphone so I can still talk while I'm doing it. This is the ending screen. Yeah. We'll see you later, Beef. Thank you. Good night.